Welcome to the weekend, Overwatch fans. We are in the middle of week 2 of stage 3 in the 2019 Overwatch League season. And as always, we're live in Los Angeles where 8 teams and some of the best Overwatch players in the world will do battle today. Welcome to Watchpoint, the pre-show, presented by State Farm. And I'm Malik Forte, joined by Zoe Brent, and filling in for Sideshow this time, we got Mr. X in the building. Guys, so I was at E3 on Thursday. And wildly enough, I had a lot of people approaching me talking about the Houston Outlaws becoming godlike this week. What did I miss?
That's a take. All right.
Are they godlike now?
Godlike's a strong word.
That's not strong.
That's a strong term for it, but they've definitely gotten a lot better. But I just want to address something as well.
Yeah.
We didn't have the budget for someone better. We couldn't have replaced Sideshow with someone on the same level.
Oh, yeah,
this guy.
Yeah.
Like,
You had the detour just so you can slight Mr. X, right?
Oh, let's
been
put it this
working on
way.
that one all
If there
night.
was somebody that was actually replaced on the desk first, it would be Brent. I mean, Sideshow just he just needed some time off from carrying him, so we gave him the day.
All right, guys, pipe down for a second, guys. We're going to get you fired up for some matches today with a great show. We'll hear from Bumper and the 17-0 Vancouver Titans about how losing the Stage 2 final to San Francisco has remotivated them and how they are taking no prisoners moving forward. Plus, it's the return of the most high-stakes opinion segment in all of sports.
wait for this.
It's the Stage 3 edition of Hot Takes and Hot Sauce. And these takes, they better be hot, or the analysts are gonna pay. Now, when the shots start flying in the Blizzard Arena on stage, you'll see the Washington Justice taking on the Hangzhou Spark, plus Vancouver puts their undefeated regular season record on the line against Dallas, and Guangzhou faces the hometown Los Angeles Valiant. Also, the Seoul Dynasty will battle the Atlanta Reign. Atlanta has had a rough schedule so far, losing to the 1st, 3rd, and 8th place teams in our standings so far this stage. Seoul started the stage strong with 2 shutout wins over Florida and Guangzhou. Mr. X, did you like Seoul's lineup usage in week 1? We've been seeing all types of
Yeah, you know, they seem to have split this roster into like 2 different lineups, one with like Marvel at the head of it, and then one with Fissure at the other. We see some of the new players get some run as well. It seems like the only 2 consistent players that are in all the time are like Munchkin and Jaehong. You know, they've seemed to really like the Marvel roster, you know, more than, you know, running with Fissure at the helm. I think it's up for debate, though. Like, personally, I love Fissure as a player, but it seems like they're getting, you know, good results with Marvel at the head. So I think that's the lineup they're going to end up sticking with.
well, I actually disagree with that. I feel like if they're going to have a better chance of success today, I want them to go with the Fissure lineup in general. Because yes, Marvel adds a bit of consistency, but this is the lineup that's going to be playing aggressive. And right now, Atlanta Reign's play style, when they're playing against teams, they feel more comfortable playing a slower play style, just in general. And I feel like Fisher's going to be adding the X factor that they need to kind of throw them off guard. And also, if you're the Atlanta Reign, you're not going to be expecting them to run this roster that they're running against teams like Florida Mayhem. You're going to be expecting them to run Marvel. This would completely screw up your preparation in regards to that if they just throw them a curveball and run this entirely different roster.
Right. Essentially, now when you're playing the Seoul Dynasty, you have to prepare to play against 2 different lineups just to be prepared. Now, Zoe, for the Reign, you know, they've played well, but they're still 0-3 so far this stage. What are your thoughts on them so far?
Yeah, see, that's the issue here. I mean, we have 3 losses on Atlanta's side. However, those were very much quality losses. If we're taking a look at it, against the Shock, they had a really strong game. They took it all the way to map 5 Titans. Again, a very, very close match, even though the score doesn't quite do it as much justice. Dragons, same thing, could have gone either way. So those are 3 losses already, and now they need to win the game today, because if you have 4 losses right now in the stage, you're almost guaranteed to be out of the stage playoffs, and that would be a shame considering what great performances we have seen from the Atlanta Reign so far.
Those 2 maps against the Shock and the Dragons, they go their way. This is a team that's sitting at, what, 9-7 at this moment in time? And like, they're looking at like a playoff push, potentially, like for the overall season to the top 6.
Right. And still in good position for the stage playoffs. They pretty much have to win out at this point if they want to see the stage playoffs.
But honestly, I do think that today in the match Atlanta has, they do have a chance of actually defeating Seoul Dynasty. Call me crazy, but I do think that is possible because of their play style. You guys already hit on it. Fissure in the lineup makes them more aggressive, but they are preferring that slow kind of play style right now with Marvel. And Atlanta statistically performed well against that. We do see that the Dynasty has seen a lot of success with this very slow composition. We can very much compare them to the slow play style we've seen from New York when we're looking at the first death rate as well as first death team fight win rate. Those numbers look great. However, Atlanta did perform well against slow teams. But they also performed well against Vancouver Titans and the San Francisco Shock and the Shanghai Dragons. 3 very much not slow teams. So Atlanta seems to be okay with pretty much both things they're facing off against. And that leads me to believe that they actually might be able to take it today.
Right. I think Atlanta has a good shot, but I think this is even more of a heat check for the Seoul Dynasty. And speaking of the Dynasty, they're looking for their 10th win of the season, while Guangzhou and the LA Valiant have a combined 10 wins total between the two of them. Now, the Guangzhou Charge had a solid first stage before falling back in stage 2, while the Los Angeles Valiant dropped 8 straight to begin the season and have been trying to claw back into contention ever since. Both squads are 1-1 this stage, and Guangzhou earned a win over the Valiant in stage 1. So who needs this win more this time around, Mr.
Oh,
X?
it's the Charge. I mean, without a doubt, it is the Charge. I mean, you take a look at their schedule. I mean, oh man, it is brutal. I mean, as somebody don't like Guangzhou who made this schedule. I mean, look at this. I mean, they got the Valiant right, kind of tough. Defiant Dragons twice, and then stage 4. It's not like they got any gimmies there. I mean, Fuel, NYXL, Seoul, Hangzhou, London, Philly, like all when those teams are going to be going their hardest to try and get to the playoffs at the end. This is not looking good for Guangzhou. They got to get some wins on the board. They had a really rough losing streak where they were just getting 4-0'd by everybody. I mean, that's stage 4 looking like they could do to get. So, I mean, they got to get some wins now.
Right, in a back-to-back against the Dragons, that one's going to be tough. Now, the Valiant are 4-4 in their last 8 matches. So, how have they improved early on here in stage 3?
Well, they made a lot of changes in that break. We did see some new faces joining their roster with McGravy, who's unfortunately most likely not going to see too much playtime. Who has seen playtime, though, is Fact Fiction. And honestly, he already had an immediate impact. If we're looking at the statistics here, the teamfight win rate did definitely improve by quite a margin. So they have been looking good. He instantly got the player of the match as well in, I believe, his first or second series he's played. And they've been looking good with him in there. So I'm happy to see more of that from the Valiant.
All right, now the Guangzhou Charge and the Valiant are 16th and 17th place in the standings. Bryn, do you think that 17 is an accurate placing for the LA Valiant right now?
No, absolutely not. And honestly, I want to take a little moment as well just to talk about my my to-be-sponsored segment right now. We've got the official
How did you get
power
that
ranking.
one in here?
Oh, man.
Bren's official power ranking. This is what I'm deeming right now from 1 to 20, the placements of where I think these teams. You can have your sponsorship logo down there. Right now, I got the Valiant at number 10. I feel like they're smack bang in the middle when it comes to the mid-table teams. You'll also notice the Houston Outlaws moving up there as well with their recent performances. But right now, the Valiant, the way they're looking, I put them smack bang in the middle. You know,
Wow,
much, you know, just they can beat around half the teams in the league, but they can also lose to half the teams in the league. Right round there. But again, just a reminder, any sponsors out there, you know, your logo at the bottom.
This is going to be a real
hit
test,
your boy
real
up.
test for our sales team.
Absolutely.
Sell a
Again,
segment with you.
HP, you can have your logo. Intel, maybe.
You sound desperate, Brent.
Yeah.
Right at the bottom.
It's not a good look.
Yo, can you be sponsored by Dunce Caps by any chance? Is that a thing? Yeah? No?
They even sell them.
Can I sponsor your power ranking?
Yeah, anyway,
How does that work?
Again.
All right, guys. Well, the Valiant rank is debatable, but there's really no question about where to rank the Vancouver Titans. They still have yet to lose a regular season match. When we come back, Bumper and Hoxel tell us why they are more hungry now than ever. More Watchpoint coming up.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile.
The Dallas Fuel are close to slipping in our standings, which means their matchup with the Vancouver Titans couldn't come at a worse time. Vancouver has looked focused since losing their first match in the Stage 2 finals, while Dallas is clinging to a top 6 spot after a 1-1 start to Stage 3. What do the Fuel need to fix fast, Zoe?
Well, I was really worried watching their last match when they went up against the Chengdu Hunters, who we all know are favoring those DPS-heavy compositions, and Dallas did not look prepared for that. In fact, they looked quite out of their depth, really. They couldn't handle the quad DPS, the triple DPS. They even struggled against the Sombra being thrown at them. Overall, it was not, it just didn't look very smooth. And that could potentially be an issue going up against the Vancouver Titans, since the Vancouver Titans have been showing us some more different looks. We did see them running some triple DPS on Assault, for example, like Bumzo. Can't wait to see that one again. Yeah, I'm never going to give up on the bumper Hanzo. Okay. Actually, it's a good word for it. No, but I want them to see more improvement. However, it might have also been a trap game, because maybe they prepared more for the Vancouver than they did actually for Chengdu, since they had those back-to-back matches.
For me, with the Dallas Fuel, sometimes you end up making a trade and you think the meta is going one way, and it actually kind of takes a little bit of a curve and goes the opposite way.
Yeah.
No, they trade RCK for Note, which at the time looks phenomenal, right? Note, a tremendous diva player, but now the meta is going over towards like kind of where you need your diva to also play some Sombra, so you can still stay on the Zarya, keep the grab charge, and we have not seen Note play any Sombra yet, as AKM picks up the Sombra role. And when you see them playing a lot of Sombra, you know, they're playing the 3 supports, right? But they're playing a lot of Winston Diva with the Sombra instead of like the Rein Zarya combination with the Sombra. So that tells you, you know, maybe they just don't feel comfortable running that composition, but that's the composition a lot of people are making work with Sombra in play. And I think it kind of hurts Dallas they can't run it right now.
Well, I'm going to take this in a different direction now, and I'm going to be
Can't
looking at a recent pickup that they've just done on the other side of it. So I want them to actually start experimenting a little bit with Trill. This guy who's come from Australia, right? He's got experience on the big stage on an international level. We know he's capable of a lot. And I feel like putting him in could switch things up a little bit. Not only is there a play style difference, because you're playing around him stylistically, a different main tank player, but it should fix up as well the communication. If that's even an issue in the first place, again, that is just speculation, but it should fix it up if that's an issue in the first place, because again, the guy is a natural English speaker. So this is an option for Dallas Fuel. They've got it waiting there on the bench, and I'm just waiting for them to bust out, you know, the secret agent Trill and just absolutely dominate across the main stage.
But the question is this like the game to do it, though, against the Vancouver Titans?
Yeah, because what? This is the best game to do
lose.
it.
I mean, yeah.
You got nothing to lose. This is the best game to do it. You think you're going to be winning against the Vancouver Titans on the best day?
You ain't got to yell at me and convince me. I'm agreeing with you.
Exactly. Amen.
First time ever.
There you go.
Oh my God, what is happening right now? We're in the different timeline. Well, Dallas will have their hands full with the Titan squad that took losing to San Francisco in the Stage 2 final very personally. And as Vancouver stars tell us, that humbling experience has made them hungrier than ever.
And the Shock have done it! They are your Stage 2 champions!
The Titans, this is their first taste of defeat in nearly a year.
항상 언제 질지 궁금하긴 했는데 뭐 사람은 항상 이길 수 없어서.
What a run for the Shock, and what a rivalry is building between these two teams right now.
저희가 실수도 많았고 상대가 준비도 잘해왔기도 했고 성장을 많이 해서 졌기 때문에
항상 이길 때 뭐 부담감이 좀 크긴 했었는데 이제 졌으니까 이제 좀 편안하게 질 수 있겠다는 마음가짐도 있어요.
And the Vancouver Titans, I think, should be fired up by the fact that they lost the Stage 2 finals.
그 기회를 삼아서 더 잘하는 팀이 되겠다는 다짐을 했어요.
저는 다 씹어먹으려고 왔어요.
Oh, that's beautiful! Big shadow! It's huge!
저희 스타일이 짓밟는 이미지가 강한데
Vancouver seems like they've sensed the blood in the water right now.
저희 팀이 근데 너무 넘사로 잘해서 다른 팀들이 좀 무기력하게 쓰러지니까
I think the Vancouver Titans showed that they're still a very, very strong team.
제가 리그한테 말할 메시지가 하나 있다면 저희 연승을 계속 지켜봐 달라 이 말 하고 싶습니다.
The Titans are 3-0 in this stage, and while their team fight win percentage took a dip after their match against the Spark, as you can see, Twilight and Hoxel have been popping off so far. Mr. X, how do you see the Titans team evolving in stage 3?
I think they're in a really interesting spot as a team, where in where a lot of teams are trying to pick up Sombra and trying to get some wins that way, and it's being really effective across the league. You see a lot of teams starting to run Sombra. The Titans necessarily don't need to do that, but they need to incorporate some of it into their game. But I think you saw what they did the other day, though.
I really liked
Spark. I mean, they were not really that great with the Sombra against Hangzhou. So do you need to run it if you're the Titans? Like, I don't really think you do. I think maybe like you're planning for the future, though, where you would want the Sombra to be a little bit more, prevalent in your lineup.
It's super strong on specific points. Like this Havana, first defense, the Gibraltar first defense as well. Like, I think it's really powerful.
The map pool is really good for it.
Yeah, it is phenomenal for it. So I think it's good that they're practicing it. They're not at the same level as their Triple Time Triple Support yet, but they're getting there.
All right, well, guys, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but it's time to have some fun.
Oh, man.
In just a bit, we're going to play another round of hot takes and hot sauce. So our hot sauces for today, we got hot habanero sauce, we got Jonax jalapeno, and Sinatra sriracha. Our analysts will now eat some of these super spicy nuggets in preparation for our game. I love this. This is going to be awesome. Guys, we have...
Oh, we're eating these now?
Yeah, no, it's
a sauce on it.
Wait, we're going to eat these now?
They look naked.
It's a sauce already.
They look,
No.
Ew.
Why would it be a whole one? All one.
Yeah.
That's hot.
Yeah, already. All right, guys, when we come back from the break, these guys will compete to see who can deliver the hottest take that will actually make sense. The loser will suffer through some more fiery hot sauce. We'll be right back on the Watchpoint Pre-Show, presented by State Farm.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
Running into bullets. Thrown in there by Linkser. Jake still applying the pressure from on high as well. And this is going to be the Houston Outlaws really trying to crank it up as Linkser once again gets to show us what he's capable of with a mechanical hero. Finland's gift to Esports strikes again!
No, he has the shatter. No one would expect that. No one would expect the shatter right now.
Nobody expects the shatter from behind. There it is again. Popo down already. Babyface soon to follow, and you'll take that every time, man.
Hard being brought up at the moment and flying a little bit of space. Open sleep dart!
All you need is
Oh boy! Now just gonna be looking for it. Armor pack coming through, but the pin's there for Marvel. They take him down. Jayhawk. There's another one. Now Rio taking a nap.
Who needs trance for Sombra when you've got sleep?
The time now is going to tick down faster and faster, but Ochi maybe extends the limit too fast. Shatter from Raw. It is big. It is just what the doctor ordered, and the Dallas Fuel need to have one on speed dial right now because they are hurt.
This one is on a razor's edge here, but the sustain up front from Paris still looking good. Gray with the switch.
Oh, Gray with the clutch. Heads are an Ivy too. God goes down.
Okay, the hot sauce has been taking effect for a couple minutes. Now it's time for some hot takes. Remember, the least hot take has to eat more blazing hot nuggets. Zoe, what is your first hot take?
I can't feel my mouth.
She cheated, by the way. She already took a
I
sip.
did not.
Both Zoe,
He drank
both
first.
Zoe
I drank
and Matt have
second.
cheated.
In
In the break, they drank their milk already.
I had a sip of it. It's still a complete.
All right, so give us the hot take.
Either way, my hot take is that now Yakpang is looking like a serviceable tank and will continue to do so just because Sharik is a threat to his starting position.
I thought these were supposed to be realistic.
Yakpang?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm going there.
Brent?
My hot take is that Dallas are going to be 1-6 in this stage.
Ooh, bro.
It's rude.
Mr.
It's
X.
not hot.
I got the Outlaws going to the Stage 3 playoffs, sitting at 2-1 right now. Those crazy people you're talking at E3, I don't think they're that crazy. I think they finish somewhere in the top 4 here in Stage 3.
Ooh, boy. All right. Fair enough. Brent and So, y'all eating. Both of y'all.
I'm in?
Both of y'all are eating.
You think I'm
Me?
in? No,
Yes.
not the case.
Yes, both of y'all
Not
are
the
eating.
case, bro.
What's this, a
Look at
hall
this.
pass?
Take a look at this. Get the zoom in going.
What is that? What is
Immunity
that?
pass.
Immunity
Immunity
pass.
Guy outta
pass.
here.
Immunity
Look at this.
pass. Hot takes as a brand. For
Sideshow would eat it. Sideshow definitely would have eaten
Predicted
it.
Outlaws winless.
All right. We'll give you that. Hand over. Everybody boo this man.
Yeah.
Boo this man. Jeez.
We need to give Bren more days off. More days off for Bren.
You won't.
Take a bite.
You won't eat this.
Yak Pun, come on.
You're allowed. You're legally not allowed. You're legally not allowed.
All right.
Can't do it.
Let's go another round.
I ate it.
So take your bites.
All right, I have it literally in my mouth.
All right, we'll start with Mr. X this time while you're chewing.
Thank
Mr.
you.
X.
Mine is that we are not going to see the Titans or the Shock win Stage 3. I think we're going to have a new champion.
Ooh.
I think that with
Okay.
Sombra in play,
All right.
there's just a crazy variable here. I think you're going to see some team really master it, be difficult to stop.
You coming with the flames today, Matt? All right. This man does not want to eat. Brent.
My hot take.
Oh.
Shanghai Dragons
Oh,
are
there it
going
goes
to
again.
win the 2019
Oh, come
Overwatch
on,
League season.
bro. Yeah.
They're booing you, bro.
I don't know why.
It's definitely possible. They have the
seen
best Sombra player in the league. What about you, Zoe?
My hot take is that now that Brennan is branching out, doing a lot of podcasts and streaming, there is an 80% increased chance of him getting fired very, very soon. He already was at a 20%, so that means 100% of him getting fired.
100% increase.
Oh, my
Cold
goodness. All right. Dang.
Cold take.
Cold take right there.
Who's losing this one? Guys,
Bren?
is it Bryn or is it who is it?
That guy.
It's Bryn.
It's
Definitely
me.
Bren.
Yeah, because of this. You're losing because of this immunity pass and playing this while I'm at the desk.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh,
Go ahead, eat Bryn.
Josh would eat both of them.
Yeah, all right.
He's going to eat both. Go in.
He would 3 of them, actually.
I love Brendan Hook.
Yeah.
Do it.
Put some
No,
more
you won't.
sauce on there while you're at it.
Oh!
There you go.
No, I'm not giving you mine. No, that is not.
Go ahead.
No.
Keep it going.
What are you doing?
Keep it going.
Stop.
Oh, goodness gracious. Why do you always do this?
I'm out.
Oh, no.
Get us a bucket.
All right. Guys, I'm going to let these guys recover for a minute before we get to predictions. After that, it's Justice versus Spark live here at the Blizzard Arena on stage. Stick around. More Watchpoint pre-show presented by State Farm coming up.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
The Washington Justice are a long shot for the playoffs, to say the least, but they can start to earn some respect by stacking some wins against the better teams in the league. They'll face the number 9 Hangzhou Spark today. The Spark lost to Vancouver earlier this week, but have been playing very well and appear to be surging towards the top 6. Now, the Spark have won 4 of their last 5, so what's working well for them right now as you chug the milk here?
Why was the camera on me? I'm sorry. Yeah, well, my mouth is on fire, and so is the Spark. Wow, segue. Gushue looked fantastic.
Yeah.
He was
10 out of 10.
That was good.
Now, Gushue was an absolute beast. He showed Bumper the ropes, and he outplayed him actually pretty darn severely. And on the other side, we also had Adora, who completely shut down Sominsu Sombra. We've seen a lot of great bashes coming his way, and Sominsu really didn't get too much done. And it's quite outstanding to look that good on a brick. So I was very impressed impressed what we've seen with the Spark today.
All right, all right.
Love them.
Now, okay. Well, speaking of the Spark, they're likely a heavy favorite today. But what can they be working on, Mr. X? What's something that they can improve on?
Yeah, for me, I think they need to get Rhea to play some more of that Sombra, like the Dallas Fuel, where they weren't playing Note on the Sombra. Now they're actually trying something where they're putting Rhea on the Sombra. So I think you need to actually keep working on that because you want Godspeed, who was your old Sombra, to continue to play the Zarya role. I think it's really important where you have that diva who can be flexible, can go and play Sombra on that role. So I think you get Rhea some more game time on the Sombra. We know Godspeed's a very good Sombra, but I think you need him to stay on Zarya.
All right, getting Rhea in there for some more play time. And here are your predictions for this second Saturday of Stage 3. All three analysts like the Spark over Washington, Vancouver to move to 18-0 against Dallas, and the LA Valiant to beat the Charge. But Zoe is going with my Atlanta Reign over the Seoul Dynasty. Back up your pick against Mr. X in a 30-second face-off, Zoe. Go.
But you go ahead since
Well,
it's going to be wrong.
I think the Seoul Dynasty, they've been one of the stronger teams in Stage 3. They're a very deep team looking to make a push towards the overall season playoffs in the top 6. I think they get the win against Atlanta today. I think Atlanta, they played these top teams really close. No wins just yet, though.
That's correct. However, they did look great against passive teams. They did look great against aggressive teams. And Seoul is showing both. However, none of them is actually played on a level like the NYXL, like the Shock, like Vancouver Titans.
I would love to know what Bren thinks. He hasn't said a word.
Yeah, Bren, you've been very quiet this block. What do you have to say,
Can we
Bren?
actually zoom in on his eyes?
Let's hear from the Bringy right now.
This was my Bren match of the day.
That's not a
yet
thing.
to be sponsored again. Coca-Cola, once again, hit me up. It's going to be a good one, regardless of what happens.
Hit
Thanks
the
for
man
watching.
up.
This is the Watchpoint pre-show, sponsored by State Farm.
All right, guys, we'll see you. Enjoy the matches.